Hey everyone, Benny here. So, Recolour requests are going to be open soon, or maybe when you're watching, they're open right now. If you got a request from me before, then requesting is pretty much the same. Some things have changed, mostly I added some rules and restrictions, so this can still be something that's fun and not something I dread. If you're new to requesting from me, then have no fear, I'll explain exactly how to get on my list of requests. To ease understanding for new and previous requesters alike, I'm going to go through the new request form to be sure I cover everything important. First things first, you're going to need to be signed into a Google account. Chances are you've already got one, but if you don't, it shouldn't take too long to make one. I have this restriction on to try to limit people from making more than one request at a time. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do for now. Once you got that out of the way, I need a name to put to the request. An online username is preferred so I can find you when I post the Recolour. Moving on to the rules for requests, I'll explain them best as I can. 1. You must have Sonic-style reference for Sonic characters. This rule is a little difficult to explain. This extends to many examples, but this rule was particularly to address this. As a Sonic artist, I'm technically a furry artist, just by virtue of drawing humanoid animals, but I'm not very good at drawing actual furry designs. This is also kind of a wishy-washy kind of thing, because I'm not the be-all end-all authority on what counts as a Sonic design, and what counts as a non-Sonic design, and even some designs from official Sonic media are not really Sonic-styled. But basically, if the design looks like it belongs more in Zootopia or a fantasy anime than in a Sonic game, it probably would fall under non-Sonic. 2. You can only have one request done every couple months. This rule is in place to keep things a little fairer, especially considering I'm going to limit the number of requests I'll take at a time. I don't want to do a one and you're done kind of thing, especially since there have been many people who've gotten multiple requests from me in the past, but I'd also like first-time requesters to have a shot at actually getting one. For clarity, the marker is for 2 months after a request is finished, not 2 months after the request is made. I might mess with the time frame in the future to better even the chances. For now, just keep the 2-month limit in mind. I'll keep track of it myself, but it'd be nice not to have to delete requests. 3. Don't give me others' fan art to recolor. This one is pretty self-explanatory. If it's not from an official source, it's fan art. If you don't know if it's fan art, err on the side of caution and choose something you know is official. Personal and individually commissioned art by people who also happen to work for official sources counts as fan art. On a side note, you are allowed to ask me to recolor any of the screenshot edits I've done. Right now there's only 6 or so of them, but any more I make would be in the screenshot edits folder on my DeviantArt account. 4. Please be patient. Also self-explanatory. I may occasionally have people to help me, but for the most part it's just the one me doing all this. Now that those rules are out of the way, we move on to the stuff that's highly likely to get a no thank you from me. 1. Dragon Ball / DBZ related requests. I have no problems with Dragon Ball until I have to draw it. I don't get paid to do any of this. This is all for my enjoyment. Drawing Dragon Ball gives me no joy. It only gives me a lot of pain and headache. It combines multiple elements that show up on this list, and that's the reason it's the first on this list, and is the only thing I specify. 2. Highly detailed characters. This ties a little into the Sonic style thing in the hard rules, and a lot into my tendency to obsess over details to the point of tears. Yes, I have actually cried over frustrating requests, because I'm a baby, and my head is full of pain noodles. 3. Super forms or effect-heavy pictures. Supersonic is no, Dark Sonic is no, Nazo aka Hypersonic is also no. DBZ-inspired super forms are especially no. I don't want to draw tens of quills that have no right being there when the character is only supposed to have like 4, or glowy peeps, when I also have to do shading in a background. It activates the aforementioned pain noodles, and I would prefer they be as sedate as possible. 4. 3D renders and media. In addition to being harder to tell the authenticity of a 3D render, the amount of soft shading required to try and emulate 3D lighting is a chore for someone like me who mostly deals in cel shading. 5. Gore/gory characters. Blood itself is difficult to draw, and so I'm not even going to try at someone with their inner organs showing. Also, I don't have a very strong stomach for stuff like that. 6. Anything offensive or that otherwise makes me uncomfortable. This is a catch-all for stuff that I may not have considered until it was put in front of me. Being as it's for things I haven't thought about, can't really give examples, but most people won't have to worry about this. And now for a new feature for requests. You can choose for me to make a video or not make a video. Now, why would you choose for me not to make a Recolour video? Because if you choose a non-video request, you can have up to 4 characters in your request. As well, your request gets posted as soon as I finish it. With making a video, there's extra stuff I have to do, like editing and rendering, so even if the Recolour itself is relatively simple and quick, it ends up taking a lot longer. Making good videos is also a little stressful, especially when something goes wrong with editing, and I have to restart and troubleshoot what went wrong. If you still want me to make a video though, then you can, but video requests still have a 2-character limit. As for the things you need to fill out, they're pretty much the same as before, but I'll go over them anyway. First, the names of the characters. If you have more than one character that's not an official character, it's also helpful to specify which is which. Second, character references. You don't need to give me references for official characters unless you want a very specific look for them. You can upload up to 5 files for this, so feel free to upload multiple references if you need to. Third, an image to Recolour. As I said in the rules, be sure that the image you're providing is from an official source. Do try to get the best quality image you can find, but it's not the end of the world if you don't, as long as the image is readable. Now, if you're asking for a video request, you're also going to need to give me at least 1 song for the video. Providing more than 1 song would be nice in case something goes wrong with the video due to either copyright or trying to get a good quality version of it. And lastly, any other information that you'd like to give me. This can include things that aren't clear in the references, specifics for the edit, or anything else that you think might be helpful. Once you've done all that, click submit and you've officially made a request. Now, let's say you already made a request, but you need to change something about it. There's multiple ways you can contact me to change things. The most reliable way to contact me is through either my email or my Discord. If you can't use either of those, then you can try the other sites listed, but it might take me a bit to get to it. Whichever way you contact me, be sure to tell me which request is yours, so I know which one to change. I think that's all the stuff I need to cover, but if there's anything else you have questions about, go ahead and comment below and I'll do my best to answer. With all that said, thanks for watching, Benny out.